My name is Sam Dynowski, she, her. I am the State Director of Sierra Club's Connecticut chapter, and I am from West Hartford. Sierra Club is the nation's oldest and largest environmental organization with 64 chapters around the country. Our chapter in Connecticut focuses on issues important to Connecticut and our 30,000 members and supporters. And one of those issues is the capital area system. It is one of the oldest plants in Connecticut that has a history of polluting the air in the community and harming the climate. It's now owned by the state, and we have a real opportunity to address that past harm and to move forward with something far more sustainable and renewable. The burning of fossil fuels causes air pollution, which air pollution includes many toxins that harm human health. In particular, the capital area system has been burning frack gas for over 30 years. And the toxins that come from burning frack gas include nitrogen oxides and volcanic organic compounds, VOCs. The two of those combined are very harmful to human health. The other thing that comes from them are fine particulate matter. So when those toxins are absorbed into people's lungs, they can cause asthma, respiratory disease, lung disease. They can have exacerbate heart conditions and can lead to premature death. In Hartford, what we know is that health outcomes are far worse than the rest of the state and even neighboring communities like West Hartford. And it's polluting sources like the capital area system, like traffic, diesel pollution, like this sewage sludge treatment plant combined together are exacerbating these health problems in the city. So at the capital area system in particular, there's a solution in front of the state that would reduce the pollution, and that is to move to renewables. In order to heat, so this system heats and cools large buildings in the capital area, including ones owned by the state. Right now, they're burning fossil fuels to do that, and they don't have to. There are renewable options that include network geothermal, so drilling wells into the ground and using the thermal energy below and the heat below. We understand that many of the buildings are suitable for solar, so can provide power for that. And another alternative is to use all electric boilers, use that solar generated on the buildings, and run this entirely renewably. Everyone is always very concerned about cost. And what the state's own study showed is that renewables are comparable to decarbonizing with the other option they had, which was fossil fuels plus paying for the harms. So when you look at the combination of the fossil fuel alternative and paying for the harms, they're basically the equivalent of the renewable system. In addition, over the long term, a renewable system is far less costly to operate, and it's far better for people's health. Yeah, I think the capital area system is a real example of how air pollution harms people, the alternatives that we do have, and statewide, we need to be moving away from fossil fuels and towards clean energy. It's better for human health, people, it's better for our climate. In order to make that transition, we need to start by stopping new fossil fuels, like what's proposed for the capital area system, and by transitioning what we do have over time to more healthy, sustainable, renewable options. Yeah, I think people are always looking for a quick, easy answer. And I think we need to think for the long term, but act in the moment. And so every action that particularly our policymakers are taking, where they're thinking about the long term and not the immediate. I want them to be thinking in that way. It's often hard for politicians to do that, but it's what we need to do if we're gonna solve what is the most important environmental issue in front of us, and that is the pollution that causes climate change and human harms.